I feel good today. And sometimes you just never know what it takes to come on the air when you're a daily, and I mean daily, sports betting brand of record. We call it the Early Edge. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it is not close. Now, it is a busy, busy, busy day at the brand, and sometimes you don't need a bounce-back Wednesday. You need a bounce-back Friday. Last night on pace to cash everything in the Cubs game, that just simply didn't happen. So not our best day. The 2 days previous, 19-6. What does that mean? It means that this is a 7 days a week. You got to look at the big picture, and you got to take every day as it comes and stick together. But sometimes a bad day can come at just the right time, because I see it already in the chat. We had some tech issues, so I'm reading all of the comments in the chat, and you guys are ready. You guys are ready for one thing and one thing only. It's a little something we like to call Big Pick Energy Friday. Let's go. Let's go. Are you serious right now? We are into August. It is Friday, August 4th. You can smell the grass. You can smell the dirt. You watched it last night, the NFL kicking off with the Hall of Fame game. Pretty good game, I might add. So this morning, we're going to do it right. Everybody gets an introduction. First and foremost, he is from the Midwest, and he brings it every single day. We call him Miserable Matt. You may call him the Sniper. Matthew Snyder, good morning, sir.
Good morning. I'm miserable today at Cubs third base coach Willie Harris because he sent Nick Madrigal home and got him thrown out by about 40 feet. And the Cubs would have had runners on second and third with nobody out for 2, 3, and 4 in the order, and I missed that prop by a half run, so I'm miserable.
But we're going to bounce back. That's what we do. You're like a rabid dog when you have a potentially bad day. You always bring it back. Now, in the chat, my man JMG says, I love Big Pick Energy Friday. I'm glad you used the word love, because 14 hours ago, I was on my knees in dirt at a rodeo doing a daddy challenge because my daughter wanted me to. She said, Daddy, please go out there and do that. I've got the video. I may post it on social media. But right before that, I was a very small guest on a very important episode of the ever-growing brand Sia Nejad Sports. His guest is in the chat right now, our main man, Buckets. Sia, good morning. Educate us on what that episode was all about.
Good morning, and thanks for popping in yesterday. I mean, listen, Sia Nejad Sports is really, every single episode is about motivating people, creating healthy habits, and really just inspiring people to take steps beyond step 1 and step 2 and really accomplish their goals. But we had Buckets on yesterday, which was impactful in so many different ways, not least of which was donating to a very worthy cause called rachelsbears.org. Somebody in our Early Edge community reached out to me before the Buckets show went on the air yesterday and said, hey, we have this really great charity. And really within 24 hours, we mobilized and put some social media outreach out there. And because of your contribution, Coach, because of mine and Buckets and some other people on Twitter, we raised over $1,000 for this charity that helps pediatric patients, specifically helps them with teddy bears and children's books so they can put a smile on their face, not only in the moment that they receive them, but perhaps in some of those tougher moments as well when they don't have their loved ones around. So it was a really great show on a lot of different levels. I encourage everybody to go to YouTube, go to Sia Nejad Sports and catch that show, the show with Coach and so many other guests. We've had big time guests on there, David Meltzer, Daniel Negreanu, Chris Cody, you name it. We've had a lot of people on there, and we're going to have a lot more, and we're going to be donating to a lot of charities. So I really appreciate the Early Edge family kind of mobilizing around Buckets, around this rachelsbears.org. And it was a really, really great show.
I encourage you to go back and watch it. The link is at Sia's social media right now. I retweeted it as well. And the message I took out of it, and there's so many of you in the chat every single day say, Coach, I want to change my career. Coach, I want to do what you guys do. We have people on the crew that less than two years ago, they were doing something completely different. Buckets is one of those guys. You can do anything you want to do if you make the change and people support you. Now, Sia just said smiles on faces, didn't he? Well, when I wake up on Friday morning, I have a big old fat smile on my face because this man is here every single Friday. And the reason we call this show Big Pick Energy Friday is because of this man. So, ladies and gentlemen, please say good morning to the one, the only, Chip Patterson. Good morning, Chip.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Sniper. Good morning, Sia. Good morning, Snake. Good morning, Early Edge fam. I woke up this morning and that Big Ten invitation was not there. And I woke up this morning and there's grants of rights and there's offers and conference realignment is driving my mind crazy. But I have clarity. I can still see the board, preferred lies, rainy conditions. I'm feeling it in Raleigh. So we're bringing it the energy here. Big Friday ahead. Fired up to spend it with y'all.
We're going to have all kinds of stuff. We have golf. We have baseball. But we're going to start with a little something different. I said you can smell the grass. We're less than 4 weeks away from the start of college football. And again, we're going to announce our schedule in the next couple of weeks. But as you know, we have a weekly college football preview. Our NFL shows all over the place. And we're just now really securing that schedule. So, Chip, if you don't mind, I would love to start with you this morning. Because Florida State is a part of the ACC. And apparently they don't like how the money is being distributed. So this may look different in a couple of years, but this is the teams we have right now. So as you sunk your teeth into the ACC win totals and all the teams, tell me what you found.
A couple different spots that I really, really like. The first one's going to be, we're going to go Louisville over 8. Nice little price there because there's some ridiculous prices on this board. And I think that you got to find the value, the right spot, because you're handing your money over for an entire daggum season. So you want to be sure that you're getting a good investment on. I mean, you ain't getting interest rates. Here's the reason why we like the cards. So Jeff Brom coming in, phenomenal coach. We know he can develop offense. They did a good job with the transfer portal. More than 24 kids coming in. The quarterback, Jack Plummer, was with them at Purdue. You've got wide receivers that are going to follow in the line of a Rondale Moore, of a David Bell, of a Charlie Jones. I think they're going to be very productive. And on that schedule, they only have 3 true road games. That's it. They've got a neutral site game in Indianapolis. Hello, that's an easy drive. And a neutral site game in Atlanta. Hello, that's a short Delta flight from the Louisville airport. Like, there will be Cards fans that are so happy to have their native son home, taking over the program. They're going to flood around this football team. I think the offense is going to be good. And I think that the vibes are definitely going to have this group. They're not 7-5. I think this is a 9-3 team. The other ones right below them, we're going Boston College over 5.5, something we touched on a little bit last week, where you are thinking about the 3-9 season from a year ago, and you are not considering that they literally had defensive linemen retraining to be offensive linemen in the middle of the season. They lost 3 starters by the time we got to week 3. They had 10 different offensive line combinations for the first 10 games of the year. Even like minor injury luck stepping forward, and we're going to see the Eagles be much better offensively. And on the D-line, I think they've got a couple of NFL draft players. Jeff Hafley, I am a believer, and every other year that he wasn't having his offensive line fall apart and held together by duct tape, they won 6 games. I think this is a bowl team, so I like, especially at the plus money, Boston College over 5.5, Louisville over 8. And if you want to get on and under, I'm sorry. It feels bad to put this out there, but I think Virginia's roster is just not at a place where they're going to be competitive. They even have a non-conference schedule that includes a game against Tennessee in Nashville. Yikes. What are you doing to my guy, Tony Elliott? I don't see 4 wins on that schedule. So Virginia under if you want to dance with an under.
Do you all realize what you just got in 2 minutes? You got an entire Power 5 conference preview in 2 minutes because we are the best in the business. So, by the way, our TikTok and Instagram, because of all of you at home, it's exploding. We've had our biggest, every month gets bigger and bigger and bigger. In the next week and a half, Chip's going to have at least 2, maybe 3 different videos, different conferences, win totals. You can agree, you can disagree, but Chip will be there. Chip, do you actually have TikTok?
No. I'm more than happy to lend my services, my expertise, and my takes to all the TikTok channels that are necessary. But to keep the Chipalytics in line, I got to have a narrow focus, right?
I understand. By the way, we posted my New York Giants win totals, and I said they go under. Boy, there's some Giants fans out there that are upset with the coach today. If you haven't seen that video, it's on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Go check it out and agree or disagree. All right. As you know, Chipolytics, Sia Nejad, Matthew Snyder, we're all over the place every single day. And I tell you what, right now, everybody is telling me, I love watching your boys here.
Get breaking news.
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
Highlights and instant reactions.
The largest final round comeback in Ford championship history. We're down to the final four.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
All right, it is time for our board for the day. Now, as a reminder, Buckets is in the chat. If you have any soccer questions or baseball questions, put them in the chat. He will answer them in real time. A little bonus play for you from myself tonight. Midnight Central, 1 a.m. Eastern, I think is the time. Switzerland plus 1.5. Play it. They've had 2 scoreless draws in a row. Play it. Switzerland plus 1.5 against Spain. Little bonus for you. All right, now, as I look at my notes, I come back to the counselor. And counselor, this afternoon could be some carnage out there in Greensboro, North Carolina. But we're not scared. We're not scared at all. Start us off.
No, I'll tell you what, I was really surprised with how yesterday went with my 3 balls, especially the Alex Smalley one. I expect him to rebound today, but unfortunately that one already went off. I like Steven Yeager in a round 2 ball matchup over Eric Cole. The reason I like it here, and it's minus 135, it goes off at 12:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is because I think Yeager's going to keep it in the fairway, which is going to be critical here. Yeager, if you remember yesterday, was on his way to the first round lead and had back-to-back double bogeys and still managed a 3 under par round. Eric Cole, I like Eric Cole. I just don't know that this is the course for him, especially because he's pretty inaccurate and short off the tee. The short part, not a big deal. The inaccurate part is kind of a big deal. And if you look at his numbers yesterday, he was in fact inaccurate off the tee. I think he's going to have to pay the price for that. So I don't expect him to have a horrible round, but I definitely think Yeager's going to have the better round. Now, some of you have 3 balls instead of 2 balls at your book. I will mention that Steven Yeager is plus 100 over Michael Kim and Harry Higgs at a lot of your books in a 3 ball. If you don't have the 2 ball, that's probably what you have. That would be a lean for me, but it's not an official play. The official play is Yeager minus 135 over Cole. And then let's go right back to first 5. I lost the 2 golf bets yesterday, but we're on a nice little streak with the first 5s. Let's continue it, and let's go the other way. We're going to actually fade the Yankees. I had somebody tweet out at me this morning about this play, and I absolutely agreed with it. It was a play I had as of last night. Astros first 5 money line minus 124. It's Hunter Brown versus Severino. Listen, Hunter Brown hasn't been great, but if you look at his last 2 starts, he has been okay. The strikeouts are down, but he's limiting hits and runs. Severino, on the other hand, remember last time we bet against him? It was just a few days ago, or I should say last week, and he got absolutely rocked. It was an easy win for us. He got crushed against the Orioles. Now, that's the Orioles. But if you look at the games before that, he's been getting crushed all around, and this Astros lineup is healthy. So while I don't think Hunter Brown is going to be super great today, he's going to be better than Severino. Give me the Astros first 5 money line minus 124.
It'll be a nice bounce back for them. In the chat, Dustin says, I got Yeager on an outright following the early edge and the early wedge. Definitely loved this play, LOL. And I've got a showdown with Patrick. I told you on the early wedge that Steven Yeager, does anybody know how many rounds outside of the 60s in the last 10 rounds Steven Yeager has had? Anybody?
Tell me.
1. Wow. It's 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 11. The days get morphed together. But only one time in the last 2.5 tournaments has he not shot in the 60s, which is what Eric Cole will have to do today. And I will win my showdown today, by the way, Sia, because Chris Kirk is plus 5 currently. Not even
wow.
Did y'all talk about how Smalley's a member there at Sedgefield?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching the show, Chip. Thank you for watching the show. We had Steve Scott on, and he talked about it. About it. So, yeah. That wasn't a slight to you. That was actually a compliment.
Yeah.
It may have came off differently. I think it came off wrong. So
it came off.
My bad.
Come on, dog.
My man. I thought you were like plugging the show. That's my fault. All right. Now, so Sia's gone. Oh, but he's still here, all the time. So normally, Sniper, I put him into the Maestro spot. I want to flip it up just a little bit today. So, Maddie, if you don't mind, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, we're going to start with Freddie Freeman, who has been unbelievable this season. He's actually hitting 341 right now. We've spent a lot of time rightfully talking about Luis Ariz, but there's actually a chance Freddie ends up with a batting crown. I'm going to go over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. If you want to look at over 1.5 total bases, I'm down with that too. He was 3 for 5 with 2 doubles and a home run last night. In his last 22 games, he's hitting 449 with 12 doubles, a triple, 8 home runs. He's just on a ridiculous tear right now. He's facing Yu Darvish and the Padres. He's 8 for 25 in his career against Yu Darvish with 2 doubles and 2 home runs. So I really like the spot for Freddie, but you don't even have to like the spot for him at this point to bet something like this on the 1.5. He's just out of his mind, unreal. Also, I'm going to go with the Reds on the run line at home. They traveled back from Chicago last night after a series in which they got beaten up pretty good by the Cubs, but the Cubs are playing great baseball right now, and the Reds have a nice, easy landing right here. They get to face the Nationals and lefty Patrick Corbin at home. I know one of M Squared's favorite plays is Patrick Corbin Day, so I'm going to keep that thing going. The Reds kill left-handers. They slug better at home. Patrick Corbin leads the majors in hits allowed. That's not very good, guys. Over a 5 ERA, also not very good. Graham Ashcraft on the mound for the Reds. Not great numbers. Also, his splits say he's terrible at home. However, he has a 1.75 ERA in his last 6 starts, and 3 of the starts were at home, and he threw really, really well against contenders, Padres, Brewers, Giants. So he has turned this thing around. So I like the Reds to win by at least 2. Also, we didn't have a pick the prop home run segment today, but I know a lot of people really like that. So I wanted to mention Yordan Alvarez in Yankee Stadium against Luis Severino. Get a little synergy going there with Sia's play. Yordan Alvarez is a good home run prop if you want to play it.
I absolutely love it. You underhyped Freddie Freeman, by the way. Out of this world right now. And Ashcraft, this dude's been the best pitcher in the National League the last month. And nobody knows it because they score so many runs, and all we do is talk about the offense.
Well,
the Sniper knows it. You're damn right you do. You're damn right you do. Oh, look at that big old fat smile on the Sniper's face. I love it. I absolutely love it. Get back on brand. Get back on brand.
My normal resting face.
TJ Parker says, I love the Alvarez play today. I told you many of you. I saw he made a play on Twitter. If you want to follow TJ, you can do that. I saw you, TJ, today. I see you. All right, now, you guys, we're changing everything up here at CBS, so we have to play the pesky little bills still, but you're going to see a lot of changes 3 weeks. Also, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to see right here at CBS this.
When you're the FedEx Cup champion, your name's on this trophy forever. This is our season-long race. This is the sought-after trophy when we tee it up, the first event of the season that you think about.
3 tournaments with the world's best golfers battling for the tour's toughest trophy to win, the FedEx Cup. The playoffs begin August 12th on CBS.
So many of you said you hate the music to that promo, and I say you are dead to me if you don't like that music with that promo. All right, now, I hate doing this. I don't like doing it, but I like cashing tickets. And I've called this man who I'm ready to fade many times in the last 12 months. So today you're going to cash with the coach, and you're going to do it with Billy Horschel at -105 over Justin Thomas. I gave him a round to see if he had fixed the problem because he really grinded last week. After he missed the cut, he stayed. He stayed in Minnesota, and he practiced in front of all the crowds on Saturdays and Sundays. But then he comes yesterday, and he has this bad hook, and you're going to see it today. He has no idea where the driver is going. And on this course, if you watched any of the coverage this morning, it is absolute carnage out there. Horschel, he's a grinder. It's the bit between his teeth, and he says, I'm going to get the job done. Now, they're both outside the top 70. Billy Horschel's outside the top 100, so they're probably neither one going to make it. But Horschel is an absolute beast. It's head-to-head. You can get this play at DraftKings and probably several other books, but I got it at DraftKings. Take Billy Horschel -105. All right. We have now arrived. You guys know who've been here for 2.5 years every single day what this spot means. For those of you who are brand new, well, where have you been? But I'm going to do you a solid right here, right now, to be a part of the family. If you use the promo code COACH, give you 60% off for your first 3 months. That means from right now through September, through October, and then November, you'll be playing with house money. But unlike every other sports betting place in the world, we want to grow. We don't want to gouge you. $10 a month. That's it for all of us. And then you're part of the family. And you can get all of Chip's picks at SportsLine if you are a member. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Maestro spot. But on Fridays, this man has made it his own. Chip Patterson, you're up.
Yeah, we're going to go back to Sedgefield Country Club. Got a little 3-ball for you. Interesting factors to put into the way that I'm looking at this. Number one, we've got preferred lies because of all the nasty conditions. So whatever you're thinking about in terms of especially getting players with certain iron conditions, if you're good of hitting it out of the tough stuff, well, you're going to get that nice little ball sitting right on top. So we're going to go with Brandon Wu plus 135 over Ryan Moore and Troy Merritt because the other piece we're factoring into this, the top 70 cacat that's coming in the FedEx Cup standings. So Brandon Wu right now is sitting on number 54. That's probably okay, but this cut line, he's only just on the other side of it. He gets started at 12:05 p.m. Eastern time. He got started on the front 9. It was just kind of flat, even par all the way through 9. Caught fire on the back. 3 birdies, just 1 bogey, rolled in some really, really big putts. He is going to get started on the back today when he tees off. I think he keeps the good vibes going. He's going up against Ryan Moore, who's at 151 on the FedEx Cup standings. He went +4 yesterday, lost strokes across the board. That guy's season is about to end. And Troy Merritt, we'll see. Even par, he might be sensing that he can make it to the weekend. That's our real threat here. But again, number 130 in the FedEx Cup standings. I think his season ends here in Greensboro. And I've been telling you every Friday I'll come with the future. Let's go to Oklahoma State over 6.5. And we got plus money on this. Non-con is right there for you. Central Arkansas, Arizona State in year 1 with Kenny Dillingham, and South Alabama. Good Sun Belt team, but a good Sun Belt team. Oklahoma State should have those in the bag. So now I'm asking Mike Gundy, who, by the way, don't love this roster. But I'm asking Mike Gundy, who I believe could go out and go 500 against the Big 12 schedule with some sticks, some rocks, some spit, and some chewing gum that he got from the bottom of his boot. And he's got a real favorable Big 12 draw. He's got all 4 of the newbies. We're talking Houston, Cincinnati, UCF, BYU. He's got West Virginia with the dead coach walking and Neil Brown. I mean, good golly. They just have to win the games they're supposed to win. And that's 4 or 5 conference wins right there. So 4 or 5 conference wins, 3 non-conference. Oh, that's 7 or more. So we're going to Oklahoma State over 6.5.
I can't wait. If people saw the reports this morning, what's it going to be, Chip? 2028, that hardcore rivalry between Oklahoma State and Arizona?
We'll see. Listen, as we've been here live, like hanging out, this whole thing is going nuts. Arizona might sign that grant of rights, or they might walk out of the meeting. Arizona State, they might sign it, or they might walk out of the meeting. I mean, it is bananas as we are in the moment right here speaking to you on the early edge.
I live 50 miles from the campus of USC, 60 miles from UCLA. I cannot imagine a world without a Pac-12, but that's looking like where we're going. And this year, if you want to watch their games, you better have Apple TV.
Well, Coach, we're going to be Big Ten buddies then. You know how close we live. That makes all the sense in the world, right?
Right. I'm going to the road game this week. Really?
Yeah.
Where are the Badgers playing? Oh, Oregon. Makes a lot of sense. In conference. Real quick, Sia. Sam Burns over Brendan Todd. I don't have the number. Do you like it?
Oh, I don't like that. I mean, I think Sam Burns has plenty of upside, but Todd's going to keep it in the fairway. Let's not go against Todd today.
All right. We're not going to go against Todd. That's one of my favorite all time. When I worked with Mel Kiper and Todd McShay, that was the best. Todd. All right, grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the Snake always on the 1s and the 2s. Sia Nejad, the counselor. He's on the Astros first 5, money line, -124. Then a round 2, and Daniel in the chat asked me if mine was a round 2 or a tournament. All of these are round 2s because you can only make tournament picks before the tournament starts, before the tee time on Thursday. Anything after that will always be a round pick. Chip, Oklahoma State over 6.5 wins +120. Then round 2, Brandon, over Ryan Moore and Troy Merritt. Then if you're going to cash with the coach, you're going to cash with. I saw Tom in the chat. Tom, what are you talking about? I've been cashing all over the place. Just 2 days ago. 2-0, I might add. Billy Horschel over Justin Thomas. And I don't know that this one's going to be close today. I'll be honest with you. JT is going to be flag hunting. And when you flag hunt on this course, your score can go way, way up. Then the sniper. 2 big plays, a prop and a straight play. Freddie Freeman over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, -160. There's a reason the juice is where it is, but sniper, sometimes juice
It's worth it. It's worth the squeeze.
You're damn right it is. And today is one of those days. And then the Cincinnati Reds, they've got their ace on the mound. We're going to lay it on the run line to bring it down to plus 105, minus 1.5. Do not forget. We have another show later today, Early Edge in 5 at 4 p.m. Eastern time with the amazing Grace Remington and all the crew that goes over there. Also, a little bonus for you. For all of you MMA fans out there, you guys know me and my man Ian Parker do all the betting for the PFL. The playoffs kick off tonight, live from San Antonio. So if you want to have a little MMA betting tonight, we got you covered. And I talked to Ian, and we will post at least one play on my Twitter before the fights start tonight, just for all of you. That's all happening today. Do you want to do the work? So with all that being said, pay it forward. Be kind to one another. Be together. That's what we're all about. So you've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these Big Pick Energy Friday tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, Lobo, Sniper, Counselor, my man Chip, and Snake, always on the ones and the twos, making the show look like $1 million. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.